Well, it's time to, surprisingly, not play video games. Hi guys, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Tonight, Bilbo is moving my stuff around behind my computer, so we'll see what happens. Tonight, we're gonna be hanging out for a while, talking about a bunch of different things that have happened, just because I did the Xbox stream earlier, and that took up a bunch of time per usual, and I didn't think that that event was actually too bad, but I didn't get to cover a lot of topics for videos today, so I thought that we would just do a nice little discussion stream. Also, yes, I may or may not have been trying to get away from Dynasty Warriors Origins, and we may or may not go back this weekend. Yeah. So, anyway, hi guys. Welcome on in. Hope your night's going good. There's a lot of stuff that's happened. We have news about... I wish we could stop talking about this stupid game, but Dragon Age the Veilguard, because EA finally admitted it was a failure. Wow, imagine my shock. It's almost like we knew that it was a failure, but the media kept coping and seething at the fact that we were saying it was a failure. They were like, no, 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 no. You need to give it time. You have to give them a chance. It's been months, and now EA is finally admitting it. We have the Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment president leaving. Wow. What a shocker. You can't just keep losing hundreds of millions of dollars. To be fair, I mean, he's been with the company for a long time, 12 years. So it seems that the losses kind of caught up to him. Will that ever happen to Bob Iger? I don't know. He was supposed to have left, and then he came back, and then he extended the time that he's there. Who knows what's going on? We are going to talk about Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, because I thought that this was actually pretty interesting. This happened, I saw the post yesterday, but I thought that it would be good to talk about, because these are the Bloodlines 2 male and female options. Could do a little trivia, which one's the male and which one's the female. But apparently... people are getting banned from the community hub for saying they can't tell the difference. The community manager's going crazy. Wow, that's really shocking, guys. A community manager being a piece of trash? Who woulda thunk it? Can't even say it with a straight face anymore. And another main topic I wanted to discuss is this nice little hit piece that just came out from CBR. By the way, who still reads CBR? I don't think I've even referenced CBR in like half a year, maybe even more. And it's the Astrobot and Black Myth Wukong Game of the Year controversy points to a larger issue. The Game Awards was over a month ago. It was almost a month and a half ago. Like, why are you writing an article on this now? Guys, I'm going to pick a topic from today, and I'm going to make a video about it in a month and a half. Because that's the way that this should work, right? Anthony, thank you so much for the $9.99 first super chat of the evening. Thank you so much. Quick heads up, not sure if you know, looks like CI Games updated Lords of the Fallen with the male and female options. I did see that. We are going to talk about that as well. Maybe we'll talk about that like first or second. But I am going to talk about that. I did also make a post about it, about how rare it is for developers to do polls online, never mind actually implement the changes, and that's in just under 2 weeks. So that's pretty good. I have to give them big credit. But thank you so much for the $9.99, much appreciated. Yeah, very cool to see, because how often Do studios actually ask gamers for their opinions without going on to call them ists and phobes when it doesn't go the way they expected? But yeah, those are the topics for tonight. Some fun stuff. They are the same picture. Corporate. Yeah, corporate wants you to tell the difference between these two images. Which one's the male and which one's the female. I had to zoom in on the image to really be able to tell, because from this distance, like without it being zoomed in, how the fuck are you going to be able to sit here and tell me one looks significantly different than the other? If anybody does that, they are lying to themselves. Absolutely lying to themselves. There's almost no difference. Almost no difference. There is a slight difference. There's two reasons why I could tell. But that's it. There should be a clear difference. It's so ridiculous. Also, because I was streaming the Xbox event earlier, I obviously couldn't have streamed the Assassin's Creed Shadows event, but they decided to do an event. They announced it 2 or 3 days ago, and it went well for them. It went well for them. On the Ubisoft Twitch account, which has 400,000 followers, they got 5,000 viewers, and the game was bugging and glitching. A game that cost them hundreds of millions of dollars to make. A game that they've delayed twice now. A game that they claim is the next big thing for their company. Well, I mean, now they could release literally anything and it would be big for their company, seeing as it could be the game that leads them to complete and utter annihilation. But after spending hundreds of millions of dollars, it's still buggy. It's still broken. And I think that that's hilarious. Because I'm fine with games being delayed. I always think that it's better for studios to not give a release date until they know for sure that it's getting close to being done. Like, I hate them pulling an Elder Scrolls 6 on us. Oh, hey guys, this game's in development. And then it's well, it's not quite a decade in that case, but it's 7 years later. 7 years. I don't want to have that discussion. I'm just gonna be triggered. 7 years later, and we're sitting here like, hey, are you guys actually ever going to release this game? No, we're not. We're not because we're lazy. We're not because we hired losers to develop this game. That's the moral of the story. This is the situation you end up in when you hand a team of 75% juniors, people who are new to the industry, to make a game in one of your primary IPs. It's not even like it's a brand new franchise, and it's not like, oh, hey, it's a smaller scale game. No, we're talking about a flagship franchise here. And they're just like, yeah, we're just gonna hire a bunch of nobodies. And sure, I think that it's cool when people who are new to an industry are just so good at their jobs that these companies go, wow, we should hire this person or these people. But unfortunately, the mainstream industry took that to heart and said, you know what? People like being able to root for the newbies and the underdogs, so let's just hire people who are cheap and who will be grateful we're giving them a job, and maybe it will turn out okay, and then it doesn't. Just Zippos, thank you so much for the 5. Thanks for covering Wu Chang, new waifu for sure. She looks really, really great. And the game itself looks pretty cool. I'm excited for it. Obviously, Like, there's only so much I can judge it based off of teasers and trailers, but I think that it looks really good. What do you think of the new Expedition 33 game? I expect you'll play it. I will stream it. I did the Xbox stream earlier, and it is still up on the channel, so you can go back and watch my impressions from the new trailer. But I don't think it looks terrible, though it is semi-confusing. I feel like a lot of, like, the themes and the environments are kind of bizarre. Nothing seems very cohesive. It doesn't seem like there's one consistent idea. I think that the gameplay itself looks pretty good, and I like a lot of the designs, but it felt too much like a movie game, and that is really what I'm worrying. Again, it's hard to tell because sometimes developers, especially new studios, aren't particularly good at highlighting what is important to them and what they've been working on. And they get so excited, they're like, oh, well, we need to give them a lot of story details so they can understand the story. Otherwise, we're giving them, like, bits and pieces of information and then none of it will make sense. But then they risk it appearing like a movie game. And I'm not buying a movie, I'm buying a game. And sure, I love seeing cutscenes. I love getting a lot of story in my titles, but there's only so much of that we can take. Not everybody needs to try to make a Death Stranding. There was another game from, what, 2 years ago that had Troy Baker in it. Don't remember what it is. It was like, from what I remember, it was like Dead Space, but it was just walking around with a little bit of puzzles and 95% cutscenes in Walking Simulator. I didn't stream it, so I don't remember what it's called. I don't think anybody in chat's going to remember the game I'm talking about. And that's what's so funny. Make video games. That's it. That's the story. Just name any game and Troy Baker should be in it. That's the worst part about Troy Baker, is he's good at what he does. But he's just Troy Baker to me now. I can't hear his voice and go, whoa, who's this new character? I don't know, it's Troy Baker. I don't even call the characters that he plays by their name anymore. I just go, it's Troy. That's sad. We need to give Troy Baker a 5-year-long vacation. 5 years vacation. And then he can come back. Fort Solis, that's what it is. I didn't remember the name of it. How was I gonna remember that name? I do remember when that came out, though. I think it was a game that they had shadow dropped. And well, I don't remember ever hearing anybody talking about it, anybody that's played it. Did it release on Steam? It did. Hold on. I have to do some investigative journalism real quick. SteamDB. Fort Solis. I spelt it wrong, but that's fine. Wow. The Troy Baker game on the block. Holy. He must be getting paid more than 4K. These numbers that he's bringing in, he's got to be getting paid more than 4K. Hold on. Okay. Well. Wow. That's pretty good. Honestly, that's insane. Crazy. I think it released on all platforms, though, to be fair. I'm trying to really be fair. Like, really being fair. 518. Wowza. Is this a modern audience game? This is what happens when you don't make a game. This is what happens. This is what happens when You want to make a movie. I don't blame people who start off in an industry and change industries. I think that that's great. I think everybody needs to start somewhere, and if you want to start with a game and then become a Kojima who's now moving into Hollywood, and he'll probably abandon the gaming industry, and that's fine. You do what you want to do. But don't make a game and call it a game when it's really a movie. Joss, thank you so much. I think that's like $6, $5 or $6. Asmongold recently did a side-by-side gameplay comparison between Assassin's Creed Shadows and Phantom Blade Zero, another game out of China. Yeah, Phantom Blade Zero looks really sick. That's a game that I hope will come out and be as amazing as we've hoped it would be, but it's not coming out for like forever. That's what makes me so sad. They had announced it 2 years ago. It was supposed to initially come out this year, and then now it's not coming out till next year, I'm pretty sure. Because they had last year, I don't remember the gaming event. I want to say it was around Summer Games Fest, but they had showed it off and there were hands-on previews. And they didn't want to back out, so they ended up going through with them. Because I remember seeing all the disclaimers at the booth, like, this is a game that's still a work in progress. Like, it's still 2 years away from being released, and it's sad. But Phantom Blade Zero looks like it's going to be absolutely fucking phenomenal, and I am super hyped for that game. And Assassin's Creed Shadows is gonna come out. I don't have anything else to say about it. It's gonna come out. I will stream it whenever it does release. Do we think it's gonna be delayed one more time? I don't think so. I don't think that they have a choice now. I don't know what they were thinking for a month delay. 22 YI, thank you so much for the $4.99 message retracted. Did you say something bad? Uh-oh. Red flag. But thank you for the $4.99. I guess that's what counts. I appreciate it. But now we'll forever have to live wondering what the message said. I don't know what they were thinking for Assassin's Creed Shadows, except for they just didn't want to launch around other games. That's the only thing that I could think of. I had said months ago, when it was moved to February, that I thought it was going to be delayed again. But it's such a bad look because they're doing all the press now. Because they did the showcase today, which, by the way, why the fuck would they move why wouldn't they move the showcase? Why would they do the showcase today when it's not releasing for another 2 months? Is it because they're desperate for pre-orders? Because in my mind, it would have been better to have it being as close to that original February release date. Because I would understand if the showcase was today and it was still releasing in 3 weeks, but why not move it to in 3 weeks, the showcase, and then the 3 weeks or a month later having the game come out? To me, maybe it's just they're desperate for pre-orders, because remember, they had canceled all of their pre-orders. It was cool because it wasn't a bullshit hype video. It was just 6 minutes of boss battle. Yeah. A lot of the trailers for Japanese games, and especially now Chinese games, are night and day difference compared to the West. And I know that Assassin's Creed Shadows isn't the West, but like, come on, Ubisoft is basically a fucking Western company. They share the same goddamn mentality. And it's a night and day difference. I think it just boils down to innovation. They know that they shouldn't show too much gameplay, but they shouldn't show too much cinematic. Unless, of course, it is a story trailer or it is a gameplay trailer, specifically. They don't constantly cut the gameplay. They will have more, like, singular instances of, like, one boss battle for 5 minutes instead of 6 different fight scenes over the 5 minutes. And it just, I think, boils down to them not trying to do too much of anything. I'm waiting for Sniper Elite and Kingdom Come Deliverance too. Yeah, I hope that they both end up being good games. Who knows? Obviously, I'll be streaming Kingdom Come Deliverance too. I don't know when the next Sniper Elite releases. They probably wanted YouTubers to help sell it. Yeah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, unless it's an older clip, there was a YouTuber today. I guess I could check YouTube real quick. A YouTuber today who would put up like an impressions video because they had gotten a chance to play Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yeah, YouTube. There were some YouTubers that got to review it. I played it early, ... Yikes. I wasn't having much fun with Assassin's Creed Shadows. Lots of ... dots going on. Fascinating. I could never be bothered to do PR for a company like Ubisoft. I'll stream the game. Sure. Like, if they want me to stream a game by just offering me a code and I don't have to play it if I don't want to, that's fine. But I would never go out of my way to play it early for them, give them my feedback, and it's all really, to these companies, just a way to get people to pre-order. No. I wouldn't. I'm not interested in all that. Sniper Elite is this month? Is it? January 30th. Oh, I know why I'm not playing it. I'm streaming Hello Kitty. I'm good. I'm not interested. Maybe we can play it like next month or something. I have priorities. Unless they're dropping Elden Ring Night Rain on that day, I'm not moving Hello Kitty. I'm good. Ouch. Yeah. Things aren't going too well for Ubisoft. I guess we'll start with talking about Ubisoft since I'm just ranting at this point. After claiming to spend an extra $20 million on bug fixes and polishing, Assassin's Creed Shadows bugs out on a gameplay stream. What a day. Imagine you have hundreds of millions of dollars at your disposal. Hundreds of millions of dollars. I mean, crazy amount of money. You have hundreds of developers working on a game. You delay it twice, both times, using the excuse of, oh, we need to polish it. And then basic features bug out. And I cannot wait to tell you guys in a second what I saw on Twitter as the cope, because it really pissed me off. Why support trash and buggy games, really? Well, for me, it's my job. It's my job to stream games, and I view it as a way to save you guys money and cost companies money. Look at something like Veilguard. I think at our peak for our first Veilguard stream, we had like 1,800 people watching, which is cool. My one copy sold versus, let's say for argument's sake, 1,700 copies not sold, costing studios in some cases tens of thousands of dollars. That's a win to me. So if you guys are debating between, oh, am I going to give Ubisoft $70 or would I rather just watch it? I'd rather cost them that $70. Works for me. Hollow Ninja, thanks so much for the 20. Read an article, gamers want more Metal Gear Solid, Stellar Blades, Wukong's, Resident Evil, Xenoblade Chronicles, Final Fantasy, Dino Crisis, Ghost of Tsushima. Oh, rip Tsushima. Yotei supposed to come out this year. Soulsborne, we want art, not forced DEI and woke agendas. I totally and completely agree. And see, art is going to be different to everybody, which is why I sit here and I say developers can create whatever they want. If you want to make a Veilguard, if you want to make a Dustborn, if you want to make a Kill the Justice League, you can do that. Because there might be somebody out there who wants to consume that product and might view that as art. But the problem is that nobody wants those. The modern audience doesn't show up because the modern audience doesn't really exist. And all it really exists as is a piece of propaganda. And that is stupid. Now, in my opinion, what I would deem as art are the Tsushimas and the Soulsborns and the Zeldas and things like that, and I would much rather consume those pieces of content. But it's even worse when you have an existing franchise like the Arkhamverse, and you have 15 years worth of games and love and player trust, and you throw it all away for a few woke points. That's fucking terrible. That's why Kill the Justice League was my worst game of 2024. But thank you so much, Ninja, for the 20. Much appreciated. Very close name to Hollow Knight. Silk Song that we're never getting. We're never getting Silk Song, are we? The devs keep saying, oh, it's gonna happen, guys. It's gonna happen. We're gonna release it soon. Just be patient. Motherfucker, by the time you release it, I'm not going to be a gamer anymore. I'm going to be in a nursing home. Release this shit now. Come on. That's a very fair answer. Thank you for the response. Yeah, like, it sucks to have to play some of these games. I don't want to play Kill the Justice League. I genuinely do not want to play Veilguard. I do not want to play Dustborn, but, like, I would rather cost a company money, or on the flip side, earn them money. Like, if I'm streaming a game, let's use Shadows for argument's sake. I have to give Ubisoft some kind of positive interaction, or else they're gonna strike my channel down. Let's say I'm streaming Assassin's Creed Shadows and I go, oh my god, I was wrong about this game. This game's actually really fun. Then maybe that will lead to sales for developers. Now, Ubisoft, don't get ahead of yourselves. Okay, it's not gonna happen. But let's say for argument's sake it did. It'll come out right after the KOTOR remake. I can't wait for that. That's never coming out either. Arkham Knight is the last good Batman Arkham game we didn't deserve, but we needed. I'm not a big fan of VR. Now, one of these days, when companies could stop releasing the 9950X 3Ds and the 5090s and the PlayStation 5 Pros, I'll buy. I think it's MetaQuest 3. I'll buy the VR setup so I can play Arkham Shadows, but Arkham Shadows got really good reviews. Let me see if I can find what they're at. Metacritic? I never look at Metacritic unless I have to. Yeah, like, that's pretty solid. And sure, okay, granted, there's not a lot of reviews there. There's not. 38 critic reviews, 125 user ratings, so basically 95% of the people on the fucking face of the planet Earth that could play this. I mean, it's got an 8.5. That's not too bad. I will play Arkham Shadows one day, though. When my YouTube's not breaking. Preferably. Thanks, YouTube. William, thank you so much for the 5. Devs have forgotten you make a game for an audience. You don't make an audience by feeding them a game. Yeah. I mean, sure, there are specific situations where developers feel really passionate and they go for their vision and they don't listen exactly to how other people are telling them to make their game. But even in those scenarios, they still have an audience that they're making a game for. Like, yeah, they're not listening to outside interaction very much during the development process. But the reason why those games are so successful is because they are making really high quality things that are not being made to just offend people. Like Kill the Justice League, you're not sitting here telling me that they wanted to make Arkhamverse fans happy. They wanted to piss people off, and that's sad. That's really fucking sad to me. Also, first super chat on a live stream. Much appreciated. That DEI money cannot be worth a huge drop in sales. It really can't be. Like, yes, there are projects that probably wouldn't exist without them. But on the flip side, is it worth it to come out with a product that is going to make you hated in the industry to the point where you could never get a job in the industry again, or nobody will ever take you seriously again? Just to take a chance because you were offered money. It's like how there's people out there who will take loans just because they're offered them, like fucking PayPals and shit. Like, just because you're offered money does not mean you should take the money. And when you are trying to sell people a product, you look so much better when you don't take that money just for the sake of pumping out a product. Hollow Ninja, thank you so much for the 10. I don't know how long it's going to take Ubisoft to realize that Yasuke needs to be switched out with a Japanese character. Make Yasuke a DLC, that's it. Issues solved in the game will make better sales. I don't think that Yasuke should be a playable character in any way, shape, or form. Because you get into the problem where he's a historical figure and the water becomes so murky because when you have to play as a historical figure, there's bound to be historical inaccuracies. And with Shadows, they're hiring historians like Thomas Lockley, dollar store historians, but they love to call themselves historians nonetheless. But yet you also have LGBTQ romances. So it is not right that you have a character like Yasuke participating in LGBTQ romances when there is no evidence that points to the historical figure partaking in those relationships. They should have just made him an NPC that was pivotal to the story. They should have made him an NPC that you constantly had to interact with, and he was really important, and like he would do things that did affect the outcome in your game, but you probably should have never have been able to play him. But yeah, I mean, even if they had gone as far as to make him like a DLC or something, even that wouldn't have pissed people off as much because it wouldn't have been the focal character. They just need to stop claiming it's historically accurate. Yeah, they should have dropped that. They should have never said it. Actually, never mind dropping it. The time to drop it was before they had announced it. Yeah. It's like, guys, this is the best you can do. But thank you for the 10. I figure Vara isn't going to be playing Space Engineers 2. That's going to be big. I don't know what Space Engineers 2 is. What's Space Engineers 1? Didn't Ubisoft do that with George Washington becoming the big bad? Well, that's the thing. Is Assassin's Creed games have never been 100% historically accurate. And they never had marketed them that way. But with Shadows, they did start trying to market it as like very historically accurate, and that's why people got so caught up on it. It sucks. Like, just don't market it that way. Respect your customers. Don't treat us like we're fucking idiots. But they don't know how to do that because they would have actually had to have liked us. And they don't like us. Eric, thank you so much for the $19.99. To get me to buy at this point, Vara has to stream and approve it. I wasted enough money. No more bait and switches. I haven't played it yet, but I can tell you it's probably not going to be worth it. It's probably not going to be worth it. Who knows? Maybe I'll love it. Maybe I'll be like, holy fuck, I was wrong. Ubisoft's great again. Probably not, though. But thank you so much for the $19.99. Anyway, we were talking about Ubisoft. We were. So, let's play this clip. Uh-oh, is it not going to open? Please open! Hold on. I actually have to find it, don't I? I have to find it on X. My web browser sometimes does not want to... Oh, here it is. It doesn't want to open up article links occasionally. This is fucking pathetic. This shit is fucking pathetic. You have a game that costs you hundreds of millions of dollars to create, and something as simple as a pet mechanic is bugged out. I saw some wild cope. Some Ubisoft defenders saying, to be fair, it's only a petting mechanic. And what? People maybe pet the animal once or twice and then they never do it again? To be fair, how about you go fuck yourself? You're such a little bitch. This is why you're a maidenless bozo. Every time I see the animal, I want to be able to pet the animal. These motherfuckers want to sell me a $70 video game. They have $130 editions, but they can't even make a mechanic as simple as petting the pet work properly. Shut the fuck up. Stop coping. Okay? Come on. Why would I see that and be like, you know what? I'm gonna still swipe my credit card for this game and expect it to work? They can't even get a simple mechanic down that's done in literally every game now. Why would I sit here and be like, oh yeah, out of a 200-hour experience, there's gonna be no other bugs or glitches? That's so stupid. It's so dumb. Yikes. Hundreds of millions of dollars. According to reports, if they're to be believed, again, take it with a grain of salt. Okay, $400 million spent on this dog shit game, and you can't even pet the dog. And then, of course, because, so they're live, this was a live stream. They play it off like it's not that big of a deal. Oh, he doesn't want to be pet. No, the developers didn't want to have to do their fucking job that day. This also triggered me when I saw this. You know what that says? Work in progress. How much more work? You've been working on it for 5 years. You've delayed it twice. You guys claim you only need a little bit more time for polishing? A simple mechanic doesn't work? It's a work in progress, though, guys. Even though it's only 2 months from release. It was supposed to only be a month from release. Aw, man. It's okay, though, guys. You know, it's a work in progress. I mean, I say this all the time. Every game is going to have bugs and glitches. But we shouldn't have to feel that way. Like, oh, I understand it's going to be broken. You want to raise the prices of video games, the standard editions, to $100? And this is what we're getting? Yikes. And it really isn't that serious. Like, I get it. It is just a pet mechanic. But if I can't do that mechanic very simple, or a mechanic that simple properly, why should I have faith in them to do these much more complex systems properly? I don't have faith in Ubisoft. Fuck Ubisoft. They don't deserve my blind support. Oh, the poor 400 developer team. They couldn't figure out how to put this mechanic in the game. No. No. Sorry. I'm not going to defend them. They don't deserve it. They don't. Ralph, thank you for the $4.99. Will you ever go over the Melanie Matt Goonergate video? Your 10-second take on it? My YouTube broke. Hold on one second. I'm just gonna do one thing really quick. I'm gonna ban you. No, hold on one second. I'm gonna bring up, I have this ready to go. And I think that this is a good timestamp to give to anybody who wants my opinion on Gooner. Gooner Gate. By the way, I hate the word Gooner. Word Gooner is so stupid. Welcome. I'm gonna mute myself. I don't think we need to listen to me talk. But this is my official response to Goonergate. As I continue to read chat. Because, well, it's good enough for me. Yep. This is my response to Goonergate. The Real Game Awards are over. Nice little event. Yeah, I'm going to be on Side Scrollers tomorrow, so I'll definitely be talking about it. But I'm glad that Craig and the team were able to get something together this year. And next year, it will be a big live in-person event, which is really cool. And yeah, I think it's really cool what he did. But I'll be talking about it tomorrow on shout out to Theater for making this special. But I'll be talking about it tomorrow on Side Scrollers. But yeah, that's my official response. There are plenty of things that I would not agree with her on. There's plenty of things on the internet that I would not agree with plenty of people on. And everybody is allowed to have their own opinion. But I completely disagree. And I love seeing attractive characters in my video games. I do not think that attractive characters equals pornography. And I would never, I would never sit here and say people can't have their own opinions, because they certainly can, even if I would disagree with them. But yeah, I think all my streams speak for themselves on where I stand. Anyway, going back to the article, what a good situation. Let's spend hundreds of millions of dollars and then the game is fucking broken. So yeah, I can't say I'm shocked. I'm not going to sit here and give Ubisoft any kind of benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to sit here and, say, oh, it's Ubisoft. Surely the game will come out and it will be amazing. It'll be a 10 out of 10, because that's stupid. Every company is capable of fucking up. Every single one of them. Speaking of which, let's talk about a company who's not fucking up right now. And that is CI Games and the Lords of the Fallen team. I've been covering this situation for about 2 weeks now, since it really started. There was a announcement from them where they had basically said that they were not going to be focusing on DEI. They were not going to be pushing any DEI within their games. And this, of course, brought them a lot of attention. Some positive, some negative. There are some journos who are very angry over the fact that they dared to say what they did and didn't want to do with their company. And there are several polls that have been put up over the past roughly 2 weeks asking what people thought of attractive lead characters, like, are you more likely to buy a game or appreciate a game if the lead character is attractive? Or which do you prefer in video games? Body type A and B, or male and female? And the primary one was male and female. That was a poll that kind of blew up for them. Got tons and tons and tons of votes. And they had said, all right, we're going to implement this in our title, specifically Lords of the Fallen. And it was about a week since that poll had gotten done. And now they have announced that the update has gone live. Now, in Lords of the Fallen 2023, it gives you the choice to play as male or female. It's live across PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. This is in response to the 88% of 49,000 players who voted for that, which is absolutely fucking insane. That is, first of all, crazy, because how many developers put up polls to ask players what they want, but then to also implement it in like a week? That's, in my opinion, this is the way to go. This is the way that companies should act. I can't think of a lot of other companies off the top of my head that put up polls and then take that feedback into consideration, but they did, and I have to give CI Games props for it. I had streamed Lords of the Fallen 2023 when it came out. I enjoyed it. I kind of want to replay it now, but I thoroughly enjoyed my time in the game. And yeah, hearing the devs and the CEO say that this is the direction that they want to go in and they want to listen to gamers can only be seen as a win, in my opinion. William, thank you so much for the 10 space engineers. Why does my YouTube keep dying? Oh my gosh, I'm trying to read. I'm not allowed to read YouTube tonight. This is the 4th time it's broken already. We're 1 hour in a stream, YouTube. Space Engineers is a game from Keen Software House. I have not heard of it. I screenshotted it though, and I will look into it. But thank you so much for the donos. Much appreciated. Viewers are discussing the upcoming Stellar Blade game, its graphics, and its gameplay feature. They are also talking about other games in gaming culture, such as Gooners and double standards in gaming. Thanks, guys. Glad that's my AI chat summary. Potato Head bosses were kind of scary. That shit was fucking terrifying. I did not like the Potato Head boss. I was not a fan. No thanks. If I could patch out those mobs, I would. I'd patch them out in a heartbeat. YouTubers working with Ubisoft. Yep, GG guys. Streams getting taken down. We all knew that this day would come. We all knew that it would happen eventually. I was hoping it wouldn't be tonight, but it is what it is, and it's not good. But yeah, I wanted to read a couple of the responses, and Demian said, thank you for having common sense in a world devoid of it. Leading by example is the way to go. 100%. Hypnotic was saying great work. If there's ever a chance you want to talk about questions, hit me up. Savvy said, very cool, thanks for this. If I may, could we get some insight on why you chose A or B in the first place? I'm not gonna like reveal too much info or too many details, but since part of this was public, a couple of days ago, he had put up another poll, and I had tagged him, and I said, hey, I'd love to be able to get a chance to talk to you. If you could follow me or send me an email, hit me up. We've chatted quite a bit over the next, hopefully, week or two. Watch the channel, because something may happen. We'll see. Who knows? Only time will tell. I'm not gonna confirm or deny anything. Leaking information over here. Corrosion said, this is how you create trust in your franchise. Thank you for respecting player choice. Fantastic news. Love the leadership on this. I always think that it's good when community managers and CEOs and directors and just developers try to listen to their audience. I get that there are going to be times where it's harder to listen to feedback. I'm not saying that like 100% of the game should always be exactly what the player wants, because yes, part of it is also the developers creating what they feel passionately about and creating to a certain extent what they want to create. But I think that they still should try. Most companies should try to a certain extent. And hey, CI Games is doing that right now. They're doing really good. And I'm happy to see it. Also, Greg, thank you so much for the raid. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you. Vara will fire everyone, and developers will be Master Farce clones 1 to 200. Damn it! Why the fuck would you leak my plans? Why would you leak my plans like that? God damn you. Well, guess I have to change the plan. All right, Robotnik. You're gonna have to be 100 to 200. I don't know what to say. Yeah. To think what's a novel feature can choose male or female. I obviously have always said I would prefer to have male and female. I think body type A and B is really fucking stupid. Now, it is not an element that will ruin a game for me. All right, Juby. I was trying to cut you some slack. All right. Listen, we're gonna have to cut the cake three ways. All right? It is what it is. Juby now wants to work more. All right. I would much rather see male or female, but it doesn't kill an experience. I mean, you guys know. Elden Ring is one of my favorite games of all time. I love Elden Ring. It's fucking phenomenal. Does it have body type A and B? Yes. Do I think body type A and B is absolutely retarded? Yes. Would I rather see male or female? Absolutely. But it doesn't kill an experience for me, though. If there's body type A and B and then 50 other things that in my opinion are stupid, then yes, it is one of the many factors that will ruin an experience. It's maybe like 5% of a problem. Like with games like Dragon Age the Veilguard. If Dragon Age the Veilguard has body type A and B, it's got modern terminology, it's got top surgery scar toggles, well, all of that adds up. And it's one of the many factors why a game is bad. And now, yes, I, like many other people, also want to know why they initially had chosen to go in the direction of body type A and B instead of male or female from the get-go. I also know that, again, it's probably not an easy topic. Companies do have investors they have to listen to. It's not just one person making a decision on a team. I would be curious to see if he says this is just the direction we thought the industry was going in, and he at least, you know, admits that. I would be curious to see if he says, you know, we talked about it as a team, and we, as a team, felt that this was the best direction to go in. I don't have the answer, though. My guess is as good as yours. I do hope that we get an answer relatively soon, though. But it was a good game all around. I do remember, though, when I streamed it, I had said, yeah, the body type A and B is pretty fucking stupid. But yeah, I'll definitely be keeping my eye on CI Games and Lords of the Fallen and their plans for the future. And I'm looking forward to whatever they do at Lords of the Fallen and whatever the next game that they come out will be. If Dustborn was made by From Software, she would love it. Absolutely not. Then it wouldn't be Dustborn. But I say it all the time. I love FromSoft. I think FromSoft is amazing. From Software is one of my... They are my favorite studio within the industry right now. But that doesn't mean that I will always blindly support them. Like, sure, as time has gone on, and with each successful release, they've gained more and more of my trust. But YouTube broke again. YouTube's trying to ban me. I don't know what to say, guys. This is the end of the stream. This is the end of my streams in general. It's over. They're banning me. I'm getting censored live. Shut up, YouTube. Stop being so fucking annoying. Love you. Don't ban me. If there was an Elden Ring 2, Vara would buy that last year already. I'm ready. If they send me if FromSoft sends me an email right now saying, if you give us the last 4 of your social and your credit card information, and you give us your life savings, you can play Elden Ring 2 right now, that's it. It's over for me. It is what it is. I'll give them my identity, sure. But yeah, we'll see what happens with CI Games and Lords of the Fallen. I think the moves that they are making are very good, and they are very positive. They are moves I agree with. And at the end of the day, this is all just my opinion. Other people might disagree, and that's cool. But I think it is, I think it's cool. And talking about CI Games, the last poll that he had put up was, should lead video game characters be widely considered attractive by the vast majority of players, which I did talk about in another video. It was yesterday's video, I do believe, or the day before. Listen, I make too many videos to remember what days I do videos. I just know for a fact I sat down at this computer and I made the video. And I know it went up because there are videos I make where I don't put them up, but I made this video and I put up this video. Yes. Yeah. I mean, what else am I supposed to say? I think attractive characters in games are good. I think sexualized characters in games are fun. You can't objectify fictional characters because they're already objects. They're fictional. I love First Descendant. First Descendant is great. Stellar Blade is awesome. And insert a game with sexualized lead character, it gets the Vara stamp of approval. Sexy characters are good characters. But there is context that matters. Because if you have a character like Brienne of Tarth, who's supposed to be ugly, and you make her pretty, well, that's just fucking stupid. That's so dumb. Taking a character's backstory in a book and then adapting it to like a video game or a TV show and making them gorgeous, that doesn't work. But if there's not some kind of story reason, I think attractive is good. Yeah, I might stream Ninja Gaiden 2 Black this weekend. I was thinking about streaming it today. And then I was like, no. We already have the discussion stream plan. How often do I do discussion streams? I did one last week. Shout out to Wicked Virtue. We had a good time. But I was like, no. I have too many topics to discuss. Have to do the talk stream. Oh no, we didn't get to go back to Dynasty Warriors Origins. Guys, I don't know if we're going back to it. I'm trying so hard to hype myself up to finish the game. We're only halfway through. I don't think I've got it in me. I think Ninja Gaiden this weekend. I don't know how long it is. And then we have Hello Kitty next week. Hello Kitty is next Thursday. Game of the month. Discussion streams should be regular again. I like doing discussion streams, but I like getting through games. So it's like, if we lose one discussion stream, or we lose one game stream a week for a discussion stream, it's going to take that much longer to get games done. You know what I'm saying? Only 5 chapters, come on, man. I know, but Vara is not a real gamer because she's calm quitting Dragon Age. Dynasty Warriors Origins. All right, we'll go back to it. Everybody thank Theater for us continuing to play Origins. The theater is not allowed to complain during any of those streams, even once, about the content of the game. It is in the legal document. It is. But people were commenting on this thread saying, yes, we don't want to play as somebody who looks like Jeff Grubb in a video game. Jeff Grubb has been pretty silent over the past few days, ever since he got fucking annihilated on the internet for stealing the Smash JT and Mark Kern story. And then the mainstream media ran with it and credited him. Of course, the mainstream media wouldn't every once in a while credit people that they simply don't like because of politics. No. We can't do that. We can't do that. We have to allow politics to divide us. It's like, I say it all the time. I might not like radical leftists that are in the video game industry, because most of them are activists. But if there's a team of super progressive people and they can make an amazing video game and they leave their politics at the door when they go to their job and they can just make an amazing product, I'm all for it. Because all of my opinions are not the correct opinions in life. You can have your opinions, I can have mine. We should be able to treat each other like decent human beings. But that's too difficult for a lot of the people within the industry. Yeah. You know, journos can't give anybody else the legitimate credit because they need to protect their politics. If your politics are the correct ones, why do you constantly need to defend them? I don't know. Pretty weird. Yes, please, no one wants to play as an ugly male or female. Again, if the context is, yes, the character is supposed to be ugly, that's fine. Go for it. But if the character is not supposed to be ugly, or that's not how they were imagined by the creative team, then why not make them attractive? I don't know. My answer is generally yes, but exceptions can be made. Totally true. At the end of the day, every kind of player wants to play as someone who looks cool, especially if they can't customize them. I also agree with this. It's like the why don't we have fat superheroes debate? I don't know, because they're supposed to be fucking superheroes. They're supposed to be in the 0.0001% of living beings. They're supposed to be athletic. They're supposed to be able to do these insane things. That's why we don't have fat superheroes. Again, unless it's part of their story. Otherwise, why would you design a superhero like that? Stop using real-life face models for games. I don't agree with that. I think it's fine to use real-life face models as long as the mocap actors and actresses actually look in the game as they look in real life. Well, was there an image? Oh, yeah, there was an image. There was. We're talking about beautiful people, and then they're completely butchered when they're put into a game. That we didn't have that problem with Cameron Monaghan. You couldn't even tell the difference between him in real life versus the video game. Well, no, they don't have to use real life face models. I don't think it's a problem, though. I think it's fine to pick notable people and try to put them in games. I don't have a problem with that. But if you're going to do it right. God, they hurt Lara? Yeah. Top physical condition for superheroes? Yeah. Why'd they remake Horizon? It's not even that old. Why have they remade The Last of Us games 30 times? Because of money. That's all it boils down to. Why constantly remake and remaster? because of nostalgia. Rip Vara's kidneys, yes, for drinking water. Rip my kidneys. Yeah, it's sad. Can't say I'm shocked, though. Yes, attractive and well-designed characters will always be preferred over ugly ones, no doubt about it. Marketing 101. This sells. This doesn't sell. The modern audience could prove us wrong. The modern audience could show up and support these games. The modern audience could stop being dumb bitches. They could exist. They don't, though. It's like with the DEI detected / SBI detected list. I might go down the list and block every game. I might go down the list and refuse to buy every game. You, yeah, you, Alyssa. Yeah, you, David. You could go down the list, swipe your credit card on every game, and play every game on that list. You could, well, you can't buy Concord anymore, but you could have played Concord. You could go and play Veilguard. You could go and play Dustborn, but you guys don't. Because you don't actually care about, allegedly, you guys say you want to do this, protect the industry. But when it comes time for you to vote with your wallet, you don't. You do not. Do you plan to stream KCD2? Yes. I will be streaming Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 at release. There's no, as far as I'm aware, there's no early access period, but I am going to be streaming it, yes. I don't care what others think. For the most part, looks aren't everything, but they definitely need meaning and a real capability to draw people. I can play a robot, a man, a woman, doesn't matter. The looks aren't a driving force, but they're nice when they are there. Definitely, this includes if people want to make something intentionally more grimy or realistic or pixel and retro. Outside of very narrow and specific cases, the protagonists should always look attractive. Exceptions would be if you made a game with something like The Hunchback of Notre Dame or Shrek as lead characters. Yeah, I'm not sitting here saying that we should not have ugly characters in games anymore, but we should not have this happening in games anymore. Sorry. It's a bad look as a developer. It really, really is. Wow, now we get to talk about the media trashing an amazing game. Whoa! Who would have thunk it? The media is still attacking. Hold on one second. I have to get an archive of this. The media is still, I don't want to deal with all their 50,000 pop-ups. I thought it was. It isn't. Hold on one second. Hold on. I don't know why it's not popping up. Oh, there we go. No, it wasn't an archive. I thought I had one. Well, we have to wait a minute. And then we'll do it. The screen is black right now, though. I don't remember what I was saying before that. Oh, just about the media. Yeah, I love when over a month and a half ago were the Game Awards, and the media, specifically CBR in this case, is now attacking gamers for criticizing the Game Awards. Guys, I'm going to record a video, and I'm not going to put it up for a month and a half. Seems like good journalism, right? Nobody's talking about this anymore? Okay, I guess it's time to release my commentary on the topic so that everybody starts talking about it again. Monkey's face says it all. What the fuck? I cannot wait for them to release something Wukong related. Whether it's DLC or it's the sequel. Knowing companies, it could be a fucking remake. Yeah, it's loading. Well, it said it was gonna be quick. It in fact was not quick. So we'll talk about Wu Chang and then we'll talk about Wukong. How many times am I going to mess these titles up tonight? The correct answer is yes. Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, so many people have been talking about. I've been talking about it. It looks really good. It looks like it's going to be fun. But of course, there are always people out there who are going to be angry that a lead character is attractive. And we've now found out that apparently they have slightly redesigned the character. Now, I also did a video on this. They did redesign her. Okay? So in 2021, she looked one way, and now she looks another. And Pirate Nation had put up a post saying that they had redesigned her. Now, there's a lot of confusion with this. So we'll specify this first. This is incorrect. This before image and this after image are both her new in-game models. These are both of her proper current models. The development team, or the community manager, specified that the right image is just one many of the outfits available in the game, and it's a low resolution / blurry image. But they did redesign her face. So these are both in-game. You are going to be able to buy the game and play as her, but her face was redesigned. Now, this is, on the left is the way that she used to look. On the right is the way that she looks now. I think in both she looks good. Even on the left, we're talking about significantly better looking than even most AAA Western games these days. She looked good in both, but yes, they did redesign her to look a little bit closer to Eve. I definitely think that she does look closer to Eve now. In my opinion, she looks like a mix of Eve and Lara Croft. I think it's like the face looks more Eve, but the hairstyle is super Lara. But they did redesign her face. I saw people saying, no, it was confirmed that they didn't redesign her. No, this image is incorrect because the before and the after are of the current build of the game, but they did redesign her face. And I still thought she looked really great. I'd still play as the character on the left. I would play as the character on the right. She looked decent to begin with. She looked pretty good. But it's hilarious to me that now I'm sure this is going to cause a fucking issue. I haven't found any articles yet from journos saying there's an issue. But because they specified that they did redesign her to look more like Eve, and the media has been pissed at Shift Up, and they've been attacking Stellar Blade and Eve, I bet we're going to see a ton of hit pieces. Just, thank you so much for the 10. Wu Chang Waifu. I can't wait for this to come out. I am going to be streaming it. She is definitely the waifu of the year. Most likely. Maybe other stuff will come out. Maybe she'll have some competition. I don't know. But she's looking like a pretty solid contender. Camchi, thank you so much for the 199. President will ban DEI. Do you think the gaming industry will heal? My opinion is what my opinion has been. Maybe in like 2030. There are too many games now that are already in the works. There are too many people that are already hired. So if you look at a Ubisoft, they would have to fire 95% of the people that work for them, and they're not going to do that. So they already have the people hired. They're not going to be required to fire them. And something like Star Wars Eclipse has been in development for 6 years now. It's not coming out until like 2027 or 2028. And that's a development cycle that's very normal. So I do think that eventually the gaming industry will change, but I do think it's going to be years and years and years before we see like any major shifts. But as far as I'm aware, the DEI was only for the government. Like government workers, government agencies. But I don't have any more commentary than that. So, yeah. Unless it actually can affect the video game industry. Which, yeah. There's no other commentary I could give. So, yeah. My opinion is what my opinion has been. I think that in several years we will see a shift, but I do not think it is going to happen anytime soon. Ubisoft has a lot of young modern people and grown-up activists. If Ubisoft fired 95% of their employees, they'd still have enough employees to make decent games. Technically. But if 400 people can't even create a dog petting mechanic in a game, I don't know what a couple of people could even make anymore. Yeah. Chinese characters made by Chinese devs have become hotter and hotter with each update, whereas those from Western devs tend to do the opposite. It's so true. I don't trust Chinese companies. I say this every time I talk about Marvel Rivals. Okay. I think Marvel Rivals is a good game. It doesn't have predatory microtransactions. They didn't fucking scam us. They gave us a lot of good content. It's got good abilities. I like the game. It's good. It's still NetEase. Just because they made one good game doesn't mean they can make any other good games. Do not trust Tencent blindly. Do not trust NetEase blindly. Don't trust CCP Entity X, Y, or Z blindly. But Game Science did a really good job with Wukong, and therefore, if they made new Wukong content in the future, I'd play it. These developers are making a game that, in my opinion, looks really good. Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh. China #2, Winnie the Pooh. I'll be playing this game. I think it looks pretty good. But do not blindly trust CCP entities. Clint, thank you so much for the 5. We used to have ninja games where the dog would fight with you and it worked. Games have devolved. They really have. They really, really have. It's fucking depressing. But thank you so much for the dono. So far, I'm having fun with Rivals. I will see myself how far they will go. Yeah, I've been playing it off stream. I've only streamed it twice, but it's really good. Xi Jinping really hated that. Yeah. China #2. L plus ratio. Winnie the Pooh. Well, guys, it's never happening for me. Thank you so much for the 199. So will Craig send Game Awards to them and results? I don't know exactly what Craig is doing in regards to any sort of like physical awards. I don't believe that there is anything. I know that the event was tonight, which is really cool. I'll be talking about it on Side Scrollers tomorrow. But yeah, I'm really glad that it happens, and next year is going to be a live in-person event, which will be super, super cool as well. We need to whip out the good old Blitzchung clip for some extra lost social score. You've been playing Path of Exile 2, any? Not really. I've played some more off stream, but I'm not going to dedicate a lot of time to it because I like to wait until full release, because I don't want to dedicate a shit ton of time for an early access game. That's just never really what I do, but I have played quite a bit. Vara's about to edit China. Yeah, whatever happened to that? Do we know who said that? We need to ban that guy. He came in, asked a question, no fucking clue what he was talking about, tells me to pick a country. I pick edit North Korea. He doesn't come back. What the fuck? He's either doing a lot of homework or he gave up. He's getting banned. That will be on the quiz. Anyway, Wu Chang's main character looks really great, and I'm glad to see that we are getting another Eve. Oh no, an attractive character. Whatever shall we do? My delicate sensibilities. Guys, what am I supposed to do? Hold on, where is it? Oh yeah, I put up a troll post. They said, we will break into the dev vault and share some incredible outfits you can wear in Wu Chang Fallen Feathers after we hit 50k followers on X. I retweeted and said, how many likes for an ankle reveal? We're not getting an ankle reveal. Sorry, guys. I wasn't able to secure us the ankle reveal. You're just gonna have to wonder now. I tried. Don't say I'm not a team player. Thank you for the 199. Damn, the games industry's fucked. Game over. The game industry is pretty fucked. There are still a lot of great games that come out, and they're still making hundreds of billions of dollars. But the gaming industry's not in an awesome place. That's for sure. There can't be another Eve or Taki. I mean, there could always be. I'm gonna disagree. I saw the gameplay for Wu Chang, and I'm gonna say the game will scratch your Elden Ring itch there. I don't know. It looks much slower. Now, that isn't necessarily a bad thing. I'm still hyped for it. Phantom Blade 0 looks like it's going to scratch that Elden Ring Wukong itch. To me, it looks so similar to Wukong. I can't wait to fight Erlang again. I loved Erlang. He was my bro. He was a great boss fight. He's still not as hard as Melania, though. Elden Ring is slow, Vara? No, it's not. I can't wait for them to release Wukong 2 and then have to fight Erlang another time. Can't wait for that. Wonderful. What a great situation. I'm already triggered. I really am. I didn't like Erlang. Not as hard as Melania. But doesn't mean I enjoyed the fight, that's for sure. Anyway, it's time to talk about Monkey. Perfect timing. CBR is a group of losers. CBR is a bunch of losers, a bunch of hacks. These motherfuckers. They're so out of touch. First, they're writing an article on the Game Awards, an event that happened a month and a half ago, and they're posting this today. They still have a CW tag? I don't even think I need to say anything else about them, to be honest. I think that's the end of this segment. How do you still have a CW tag on your website when CW is not CW anymore? First of all, it's not even called the CW. It hasn't even been called the CW in 3 years. I'm not even sure what to say about them. They're so fucking irrelevant, and they're so bad at their jobs, they don't even know that it hasn't been called the CW in 3 years. Guys, get with the program. Why are you guys so bad at your jobs? While there's no denying that Astrobot was deserving of Game of the Year in 2024, fans of intense and difficult games were stunned that Wukong didn't come out with this award. It was better. It was better. Sorry. I liked Astrobot. I thought Astrobot was really good. I thought Astrobot was really fun. I enjoyed my time playing Astrobot. Would I play Astrobot again? Yes. Would I play Astrobot DLC? Yes. But there is, in my opinion, absolutely no way that there's absolutely no way. You don't even have any social media links? What, do you live in 1922? Get with the fucking program, Olivia. Okay? Absolute idiot. Maybe she's not on social media. That's fine. I just want to see what else she's done. There's no way that Black Myth Wukong was worse than Astrobot. And you can love Astrobot. I liked Astrobot. I thought it was really cool. It was not comparable in my opinion. Then, the Souls-like action RPG was finally crowned Game of the Year at the Steam Awards. But is this year the return of the platformer? One platformer means it's the return of platformers. When did platformers go away? What do you mean the return? When did they leave? Olivia doesn't know video games, and that's fine, Olivia. You know what they say? Women are either pretty or smart. And you're very pretty. Thank you for the $1.99. Thanks, sorry for the $1.99 since it won't let me use $4.99. No need to apologize. I appreciate any sort of support. And Corona, thank you for the 5. Astrobot won Game of the Year for a reason. Space. Ellipsis. Maybe not a good reason. No space for the second one, though. I appreciate that. Black Myth Wukong came out in August 2024 and immediately received a lot of positive responses from critics and casual gamers alike. Although the file size was massive. Bit of a size queen? Why are you bringing up the size of the file, huh? It's not about the size, it's about what is in the size. Olivia? What the fuck, Olivia? What? Out of everything you could point out. Out of everything you could point out, I don't see you writing an article a day on Call of Duty being 300 gigs. Based on Chinese mythology, Black Myth Wukong scratched a lot of gamers' Dark Souls itch thanks to its dark storyline, the extremely difficult boss fights, and the multiple endings. There were 3 bosses in the game that I would consider difficult, and only one of them I would classify even close to being extremely difficult. I mean, it's okay. Everyone's gonna have their own opinions. Maybe this game had fights that were more difficult for you. I know I'm bad at anything that's a platformer. I suck at those video games. People keep asking me to play Jump King. Do I look like I hate myself completely and that I never want to be able to show my face on the internet because I'm so ashamed and embarrassed with myself? Because that's what would happen. The expansive and challenging game seemed like it was bound to be one of the biggest games of the year, but was it? Yes. Yes. It did deserve Game of the Year. It was one of the best games of the year. The best game of the year, in my opinion. And it deserved the recognition. When Black Myth Wukong came out, it was immediately praised for its visuals. Are you just going to ignore the fact that years before release, the media was pushing the narrative that it was a fake game and it was AI and there was no way it was going to be real? At first it was, oh, this looks too good to be true. It can't be real. And then they released gameplay. And then the narrative, it was a couple years later, the narrative shifted to, was this enhanced with AI? Is this a fake video? It was not immediately praised. It went through years of attacks. And then we had the other layer of the sexism discussion, which, by the way, all of these outlets are still pushing. based off of IGN's claims, even though they never offered up any proof. They never even had one non-anonymous interview. Nobody would come forward. Not a single person. Why are we talking about Game of the Year 2024? Because CBR decided to put up this article today. They're a little bit late to the game. It was praised for its visuals, gripping lore, and tough battles, yeah, by real gamers. But another glaring issue right away was the bugs and technical issues. Now, I did not really face any technical issues, except for during Erlang with the million different, like, daggers that he shoots at you, because it would lag. Besides that, I personally did not face any other technical difficulties that I remember off the top of my head. It's not always going to be that simple for everybody, sure. There were some people who inevitably faced problems, but if people like this can defend Veilguard and say, oh, it's bound to have some bugs and glitches at launch, or with Assassin's Creed Shadows, oh, it's bound to have some bugs and glitches at launch and that's fine, then you need to offer the same, what's the word I'm looking for? You need to extend that same offer and that same defense to another game like Wukong. It's only fair. And if I see CBR put up an article where they're defending Shadows for its bugs and glitches, I'm gonna roast them for this shit. Kamchi, thank you for the $1.99. Yeah, Wukong should have won not by rating, but sales. It got highly rated and it got shit tons of sales. Cyberpunk's still buggy to this day. When I had replayed Cyberpunk, when the big update had come out, and I think it was like a month or two before Phantom Liberty, I didn't really have any big problems with it, but yeah, years and years and years ago, it was completely bugged and glitched, and it was insane. Like, it was insanely bad. Very, very bad. Not a good look, especially for a company as established as CD Projekt Red, but all their games have launched in some way, shape, or form, buggy and broken and glitchy, and we've had this conversation so much. Thank you for the $1.99. Made a quick look, and Wukong sold more seats. Oh, Wukong, as far as we're aware, if both of the numbers that we've last heard are correct, Wukong sold an insane amount, and AstroBot did too. Let me see if there's any updated numbers. Yeah, as of November 2024, it had sold 1.5 million units. Wukong, 20 million in a month. It's kind of a big difference. It's like with Stellar Blade, though. Stellar Blade only sold 3 million copies, I want to say. And it was still highly regarded. People love Stellar Blade. And sales isn't everything. But when you have that many sales and you have that many gamers giving it positive ratings, and then the media wants to say it's not deserving of praise, that's whack. They go on to talk about how the skill tree element also led to frustration, not allowing players to level up some of the stats needed for harder boss fights. What? What do you mean? Have you never seen a skill tree in, like, any game ever? What was difficult about the skill tree? Maybe, okay, maybe it's just me because I'm very acoustic and I play 40, 50, 60 games a year. Maybe I'm just too acoustic. because I didn't get confused at the Path of Exile 2 skill tree. It was pretty fucking simple. It started you going down the path that was correct for your spec. But what was difficult to understand about Wukong? And worst comes to worst, I know you're a journo and you're supposed to cover video games, so you probably, like, shouldn't be looking up your competition's articles. But you could always just look at guides and build a build based off of that. I don't remember having any problems with Wukong, except for when we were 20 levels too low to fight Erlang in the last boss. And I didn't have enough skills. Well, that's a little different. Because I knew where I wanted my skills to go. I just didn't have the points. This led to a lot of excruciating fights that felt nearly impossible and all too repetitive over level. Congratulations, you just beat almost every single Souls-like game. Pick a weapon that is overpowered. Pick armor that is overpowered and that gives you stats based on whatever playstyle you feel most comfortable with, and overlevel. You've just beat every game. Sure, you need to know when to dodge, you need to know when to parry, you need to know when to block. I'm gonna punch my monitor, YouTube. Please stop breaking tonight. Stop breaking, please, YouTube. But it's not that difficult. Can we beat Bloodborne 2 next? I really want to stream Bloodborne soon. I mean, we're already almost in February. I guess I just wait until October. I guess. They say that mixed with a pretty underwhelming story. I didn't read that part. She just said that Black Myth Wukong's story is underwhelming. She's never getting into China. She could never recover her social credit score after that. It's over. This bitch just said, I'm sorry, I'm not calling her a bitch, but you know what I mean. I call myself a bitch. This bitch just said Journey to the West is underwhelming. I have nothing I could possibly say to that. I have nothing I could possibly say to that. I mean, it's her opinion. She's allowed to have it. I don't think she understood any of the story because she doesn't know that it's not just a game. I think that's her problem. Like, even if you've never seen anything or read anything to do with Journey to the West, you don't know that this game is... I can't say any more about that. I really can't. Balcony, thank you for the 5. Stellar Blade had a more cultural impact of any game last year. Yeah, I agree. I guess hashtag Gooners Unite or whatever. Such a stupid word. Fight me verbally. Thank you for the 3 months. Barry, your hair looks fucking amazing tonight. Much appreciated. Glad you like it. It's my hair. Don't wear it out. The mixed reviews became all the more apparent when a massive controversy struck just weeks before. She doesn't know. She doesn't know. I hadn't read this whole article. I skimmed through it. She doesn't know. She doesn't know. Does she? She doesn't know. She doesn't know about the IGN hit piece. She is saying that the only controversy this game faced was a week before launch when that stupid report came out that they were telling content creators they couldn't talk about like feminist propaganda or COVID. That was debunked within 24 hours of it releasing. But, well, the 24 hours of that report releasing. She doesn't know about the IGN controversy. What's her name? Olivia Richmond. Hold on, I gotta find her on X. She's gotta have an X. She does have an X. Hold on, I have to do some journalism real quick. Hold on 2 seconds. Okay, I need that. Yep, I need that. Yep. Sorry, I gotta do some journalism real quick. How does she not know? How are you? How are you? How are you a journo who's covering a game who doesn't know anything about the game? Really? That. I don't even know what I could possibly say to defend her right now. Women? I guess. Forgive her. She's a woman. What? You can't use that as an excuse anymore. What does she mean? Yikes. It's a pretty bad look. Not that I expected anything else from CBR. These dumb fucks. Aw, it didn't get her name. Hold on. Shut up. You're so loud and annoying. What did I do? 65%? Nope. It was not 65%. It must have been 75%. I have to get this over on the X because it's fucking hilarious. It really is. Chat GPT. You think she did Chat GPT for this article? Probably. Wouldn't shock me. It really wouldn't. Trolling journos is Vara's job. Exactly. Gotta do what you gotta do. Is game science 1 or 2 words? Game science. It's 2. Alright, we posted it. Glad we did that. All right, guys, that will be the low price of $4.99 to unlock this post. Late sounds better. Good job. Glad we established that. Anyway, Hollywood guy, thank you for the 5. Wait, Vara's a journo? I'm in the wrong podcast. What? Oh, wrong. Oh no, it's not spaces. I'm in the wrong podcast. What happened? Yeah, it's insane, but this is the direction of this channel, I guess. Thank you for the 5. Blink twice if you were forced to write this, Olivia. Yeah. Yeah. Seems pretty fucking bad. I wish that we still were living in the days of, I don't know, journos being good at their jobs. Not being losers. Kind of knowing what they were talking about. Thanks, Corona, for the 5 for the post. The mixed reviews became all the more apparent when a massive controversy struck just a week after the game's launch. That's it? You're saying that's the only controversy that surrounded this game? Really? Yeah. And this was debunked. That's also one of the worst parts, too. Vara be trolling. Vara's in the wrong podcast. You gotta do what you gotta do. Some gamers were alarmed at the control developers wanted over the game's discourse. No, they didn't. It was fake. It was fake. They literally said that. Now, I don't like Paul Tassi. Paul Tassi's a little bitch. I hate Paul Tassi as a journo, not as a human being. Maybe he's a nice guy in real life. I don't fucking know. I shouldn't give him the benefit of the doubt. He'd get me banned from this platform in a second if he could. Paul Tassi's a little bitch. I don't like Paul Tassi. Paul Tassi is bad at his job, and he's one of the last journalists in this industry that I would ever listen to or trust. But he had come out and said that it was fake, and then several other sources had come out and said that it was fake. So it's not just him. But he was the main one who was saying it was not real. While others celebrated the game's anti-woke rules. My opinion is consistent. While I think it's hilarious, let's say in a crazy world it was real, it wasn't. Let's say it was real. I think that it would be hilarious for them to say, no talking about politics, no talking about the lockdowns, no talking about feminist propaganda, but ultimately I wouldn't agree with it. Because I do not think that you should be able to control my speech. But second of all, as a content creator, I would never sign any paperwork that would say I am allowed to say X, Y, and Z, but I can't say A, B, and C. If you as a if this was real, okay, if this was real, and there were people who were given early access and could stream it early, and then they signed that, I would have no respect for them. Because I shouldn't be told what I can and can't say. Unless, again, we're talking about, like, oh, I'm a journalist and I'm going to this studio early access and I can't post this information that we agreed upon until X, Y, or Z date, because then that's like a contract. And in this case, it would be a contract too. But if it wasn't just for people who were being paid or who got early access and it was just all content creators, I know I wouldn't have streamed it. But it wasn't real. And YouTube broke again. Well, YouTube doesn't want me to stream tonight. I mean, I guess it is what it is. 5th glasses push. I just hit you with the quad kill. There you go. I gotta run. I can only handle 3 glasses push a stream. Oh, well, it is what it is. I mean, if you've gotta leave, you gotta leave, and I appreciate you being here no matter what. Just download more YouTube Air. I have to download some RAM. This is becoming ridiculous now. I don't know. Ubisoft going after Vara with extreme prejudice? I know. I don't know what I've done to deserve this. I'm a woman. I have rights too. With this controversy looming over the game so soon, gamers became a bit critical. I don't know how I'm supposed to keep reading this, actually. I don't know how I'm supposed to keep reading this. This is just making me mad now. With this controversy looming over the game so soon, gamers became a bit critical of Wukong, even wondering if it deserved the positive reviews at all. Okay. Oh, I'm annoying myself with the glasses. Wrote one gamer. From my perspective, the gameplay is pretty mediocre at best. The graphics might look nice, but visuals alone don't make a game great. The mechanics feel clunky, and the storyline lacks depth. She just wrote a fake review and passed it off as her own. She's the only person in the history of the world I've ever heard say Journey to the West is a mid-story. Like, I'm sorry, I've never heard that in my life except for 2 times in this article. No. You dummy. You can't just write a fake review and then write it off as, oh, it's a source for my article. You just wrote that. I know you did. It's a mediocre story, guys, I guess. Journey to the West is just mid. Another gamer. And it's a female. Okay, so she's referenced herself 3 times in this article. Another gamer responded to the forum discussion with similar sentiments, claiming that the game was only popular due to the right-wingers hyping it up. Yeah. It sold probably like 40 million copies now because of right-wingers. That's it. Those are the only people who like this game. Huh. One female gaming forum also criticized the game's community, ranting about posts they saw soon after the game's launch that said the game is fighting against the woke and will save the gaming industry from wokeness. Others noted that the game critics were being attacked for pointing out a lack of female characters in the game. Whew. This is good. This is really good, guys. This is very real. Very real. Not her writing herself as a source 8 times. Definitely not. And then pointing out that it was featuring a lack of female characters in the game. Do you mean by IGN, the same people who trashed the game for a year leading up to release? And then the game came out and they said that the game featured almost no characters when there's a whole entire chapter that is just female characters? You're talking about that IGN. The same IGN that fucking smeared this game for a year and tried to get the studio canceled and tried to get the devs canceled because of alleged sexism that happened. And then when we simply asked for proof, that same journo said, I don't need to provide to you the proof because my sources are anonymous, even though you were trying to get an entire studio canceled. Funny how she doesn't say what critics said this, because she probably does know that IGN was trashing it. She had to have. How do you not know? Like, how would you not? There's no way I could sit here and defend her. Okay, now I'm just doing this to fucking troll, and now it's making me mad as well. I gotta stop with the glasses. The Game Awards 2024 had Wukong fans at the edge of their seat. The game was nominated for 4 different awards, including Game of the Year. The nominees for this coveted award were Astrobot. Astrobot was good! Astrobot wasn't terrible. I'm not an Astrobot hater. But it's just not the same. And Balatro should not have been nominated. I'll say it. I'm a hater, I guess. Yeah, Bilbo isn't here. He's sleeping. I didn't play Balatro. I'm just a stupid grifter hater. That's me. Don't wear it out. But I don't think it should have been on there. I watched the trailer. I think that's enough to say I'm an authoritative figure on this game. Thank you, Zippos, for the 10. Where have you seen the Unending Dawn trailer? I have not. But I will look it up. But thank you so much for the 10. And Bard, thank you for the 5, saying Journey to the West is a mid-story is like saying the Epic of Gilgamesh was obscure or that King Arthur was a little-known story. Yeah. Like, sure, I think that Wukong... I think that Wukong was probably slightly hard to follow for people that didn't know it, but how many people do not know Journey to the West? I guess maybe there's a lot of people out there who don't. But one would assume that, like, you've at least heard of it or understand the basics. It just seems crazy to me. Like, oh yeah, I have no fucking clue what Journey to the West is, but this game, it's a mid-story. Unfortunately for Wukong fans, Astrobot won the Game of the Year award, but other gamers pointed out that being popular doesn't mean Game of the Year. The issue with things like Game of the Year and the Game Awards is that 90% of the vote is the critics. Only 10% is gamers. Black Myth Wukong swept the Player's Choice Award. I don't remember exactly what it's called. The Player Award. Swept. People loved Black Myth Wukong. People voted for Black Myth Wukong. But the mainstream media that trashed this game for years leading up to release, at first saying that it didn't look real and it was fake, and then saying sexism, and then pushing out a narrative about these bullshit guidelines, they are the ones who got to vote on it? That's terrible. I do not think that journos should be the only ones at these events. And I'm not saying this just because I'm a YouTuber or I'm a content creator. I'm not saying that I deserve to have a vote on a panel. I am not sitting here like saying, oh, I know better, I should be able to vote, but there should be content creators that are affiliated with this. You should have maybe 25 YouTubers and 25 journos, because apparently, according to the mainstream media, there's only 40 journos left in the industry. You know what? We'll do 40-40. If there's only 40 of you guys left, you can get a vote. But there should also be an equal amount of YouTubers, and there's not. How are we supposed to trust you guys? The journos who have, yes, in the past, been caught being paid off by companies and will shill for certain products based on an agenda, based on politics. That's not okay. How can a game with a monkey be sexist? Because... not female monkey. We should have had them gender swap monkey, huh? I never heard that claim, but I bet somebody out there did. They mention how the CEO seemed just as frustrated as fans. He said that being nominated for the 4 categories was a first for a Chinese game, but he still felt a sense of loss and regret. Yeah, of course you'd feel loss and regret. Now, he never said that he was going to attack these other games or these other developers. He never said anything terrible or rude or mean. He just said that he was very sad. And I 100% understand that. I might not like Kill the Justice League, but if the devs were nominated for Game of the Year for Justice League and they didn't win, they can say that they were disappointed they didn't win because they got nominated. That's just the way that it goes. And sure, you can give them shit for it, but she's presenting it as if it's some bad thing. Like, oh my god, they were just as frustrated as fans. Of course they were. There's probably, there's at least 20 million, probably 40 million people who bought this game and played it and loved it. Or half loved it. Well, for argument's sake, say. That's a lot of people that, yeah, are going to be disappointed, and that's okay. I do not know how to say your name, so I'm going to just call you Sin. But thank you for the 5. I found Olivia Richmond on LinkedIn. She has 7 jobs listed as current, 3 of them as a manager position, and 2 of them as full-time. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? Maybe this is just a miss in her case. Maybe she just truly didn't understand the scope. But if you don't understand the scope, you should clarify. Like, on this article, at the top of it or the bottom of it, she could have said, edit, I didn't have the full context. I understand now that there's a controversy. Now, for the 5 people who are still reading CBR, I don't think any of them would clarify. I'll go out of my way and say, hey, listen, you fucked up. I'm not telling her to take the article down, though. It's like when I put up a video and I fuck up and I misinformation or there is an update, I'm not going to remove that video. I think in the history of my channel, off the top of my head, I've only removed or privated or deleted like 10 videos out of the 5,000 that are on my channel. And that's because I think it is better to leave it there for accountability's sake. This was my stance. I put it up. There are times where I record and I put up the video and I fucked up. I missed information or I didn't understand something, but I'm not going to just straight up delete it. Or there's an update, there's a big story and I put it up, but oh, an hour ago, YouTube broke my stream again! Or an hour ago, the devs actually released a piece of information. I mean, maybe if it's within like an hour, sure, like I'll take it down and just re-record because I'm instantly going to put up a clarification. But usually I'm not going to do that. In the past year, I've removed maybe 1 video, maybe 2, because I'm also counting streams, because like occasionally there will be like so many blocked notices on a stream for some of these gaming events that I have to technically remove, but I'm also counting those. So like maybe 1 actual video. I don't know who this person like is. I don't know much about Olivia here. But issue a fucking clarification. Nintendo Switch 2 now has 8 confirmed games. Like what? There aren't many. That's not what I asked! I click on your... You didn't even put them in like a list? Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, alright. You know what? I'm not even going to waste time reading your dumb article. If you can't provide me with pictures and links to where we found out that these games are confirmed, I am not reading your trash. Streamers call out Twitch's Marvel Rivals Showdown tournament for unfair rule change. A review bombing controversy. Will review bombing finally impact devs? Finally? I've been waiting fucking 20 years for this shit to finally affect these losers? Why did you word it like that? Will it finally impact devs? Newsflash. Review bombing can impact devs. They can. I don't even want to scroll this site. There's so many ads. There's so much trash. In response to ongoing popular updates, gamers have found unique ways to voice anger that past few years. Yeah, by voting with their wallets and taking 2 seconds to leave reviews. This site's trash. This site is trash. Olivia's not a very good journo, and I'm not even a journo. I have a journo hat. I have an IGN hat. I could do better. I could do better for IGN and for CBR in 5 minutes than she could do in 30 articles. I don't know how many articles she's written. Can't be that many. What are the point of these articles? Clicks? They're hoping. I say this, like, whenever I do these discussion streams, now that I think about it, I think it's hilarious when people will put up articles on movies from, like, 20 years ago. I see them all the time with Game of Thrones. Who is Ned Stark? If you don't know who Ned Stark is yet, you shouldn't be looking up a recent article. You should go and read the books or watch the movie. Like, why did Sam go with Frodo? Why write stuff like that? Truly. If it was a new show, sure. Who is Ned Stark? There's a Ned Stark movie. He was in the first season of this show, and then they decided he was such a fan favorite that they were going to give him another movie. It's complete to himself. It's insane. It is absolutely inspirational the way that Sean was able to portray this character. Super cool. Right? Super cool. What a bad state that journalism is in. Now, I don't have any faith in journos anyway, but that's the best you can come up with. Like, your job is dependent upon you putting up a video or an article or some kind of content, and that's what you do. Yikes. I tagged you on Twitter? On what? Yeah, who is Tony Stark? Read a book, journos. They don't even know what books are. She doesn't even know what Journey to the West is! Oh, that really upset me. That one really triggered me. That was... Honestly, that's offensive. I'm offended. I did a video earlier on Dragon Age the Veilguard. Can we get a proof of life check on Jason Schreier, please? Because I don't have a fake account. I mean, I would never make a fake account, first of all. But I don't have a fake account that follows him. My real account has been blocked by him for years. Years I've been blocked by him. By the way, do not buy his book, because all he did was hold on to information about abuse at Blizzard just to put out a book to fucking profit from it. Do not buy his book. If anybody's bought his book in this chat, I will ban you. No questions asked. Yeah, I heard that there was all this harassment going on at this company, that they were treating their employees like pieces of garbage. By the way, I'm going to release it in a book. And I'm going to make some money. You know what I'm going to do this year, guys? I'm going to put out a book that was all the 2024 gaming best controversies. And I'm going to make money off of it. And then, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say, fuck the devs that got fired. I am going to make a whole entire book, but you should reach out to me and give me information, and I'll collect information from the devs of those failed projects. Information that could, in a way, protect them, because that's what Jason Schreier claims to do, is protect people in the industry and get the info out there that nobody else will. But then I'm going to profit from it once the situation's over. Like, what? Excuse me? What is that logic? There are people like Jason Schreier and like Alyssa, who say, you YouTubers, all you do is jump on these topics when you don't have all the information. I would rather jump on a topic and get eyes on the topic when it is relevant than wait 4 years in order to publish a book and withhold information that could have made someone's life better. I guess we're just different. I would rather have to put out a video and admit that I was wrong, and admit, you know what, this was fake, I didn't know it at the time, than sit on information for years and publish it in a book. It's just, I guess it's just my opinion. We're just different. It's pretty bad, though. Pretty bad. Anyway, months ago, back in October, actually, this was on release date, he said, get woke, go broke, the top charts. Yeah. They went to the top charts, all right. They went to the top charts. Bad monkey game. Not top charts. This not top charts. This top charts. What a stupid take. What a dumb take. Mr. Clown said there's no way you genuinely like this turd. And this is what's so funny. I actually don't like the game, but I do like seeing you chuds get dunked on. Really? So you're saying that you also hate the game, but because the developers push the politics you agree with, and they didn't make a game for gamers, that was more important. Well, I don't think the chuds really got dunked on, because the chuds were correct all along. EA says Dragon Age the Veilguard sales are down nearly 50% from company expectations. That's pretty fucking horrendous. That's pretty bad. They really thought that after a decade worth of wait, they were going to make a bunch of money. People were going to show up to buy this. The chuds were right yet again. I don't like being right, but I can't help but take this W. I don't want games to come out and be shit. I don't want to make 30 videos or 20 videos or even one video about a game and be right. I don't want to sit here and say, Avowed has pronouns. It's gonna be filled with identity politics. It's got transgender characters in dialogue. I would rather be wrong. I would rather be able to just play every single game and have a great time with them. I don't want to be right. I want to be proven wrong. But it is what it is. I guess I've just gotta take this W. And it's not even just me, it's you guys too. Because we were right. Yeah, sure, I might have relayed information, but you all were able to come to your own conclusions because I'm not some fucking lunatic SJW who tells you that this is the way that you should think and this is what you should believe. I'm just giving you info. These bozos don't do that. But we all said it was going to fail. Then we're called chuds. We're called sexists. We're called homophobes. We're called transphobes. We're called whatever istenphobe under the sun. But then we're right. Where's our apology? A weird week for BioWare just got... How is it a weird week? How is it weird? They came out with a bad game. The bad game didn't sell. Director of bad game left bad game project. Company announced bad game not sell. What is weird about that? EA revealed in its new quarterly financial statement that Veilguard underperformed sales expectations by 50% for the company's 2025 fiscal year third quarter. I'm going to put on my tinfoil hat for a second. I'm going to pretend I'm holding my tinfoil hat when I say this. What if they're saying it's weird because they know that within the gaming industry, all of these companies lie about their numbers. So they're saying it's weird that they're actually admitting it. If they want to take my words out of context, I can take their words out of context too. Weird. Weird. Corinne Bush, an 18-year veteran of EA. Just because you're an 18-year veteran doesn't mean you're good. Sorry. Just because you were able to create amazing God of War games 20 years ago doesn't mean that you could create a good game today. It's just the truth. I don't know anybody that's worked on God of War, but I could imagine that somebody who might have worked on those games could be completely out of touch with the gaming audience today. Just a thought. They've left the company voluntarily last week. I'm also calling cap on that. When you are working for a company like BioWare, a legendary studio, you don't just leave because you want to. Not even 3 months after the release of the long-awaited sequel, nobody's playing it. 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 And nobody's playing it. They're not making any follow-up content. They're not releasing any DLCs. What are they going to stick around for? If they really did want to leave, why would they try to stay? There's nothing else to do. Now, yes, they could have been moved to a different project. But Corinne Bush here was like, yeah, I just killed this 20-year-old franchise, and I just killed this legendary studio, and then peace, and then fades away like frost. Yikes. The EA CEO Andrew Wilson, who, by the way, is going to become the next Bob Iger. He is going to take over Disney. Touched on both Dragon Age the Veilguard and FC25 sales shortcomings in the financial statement. I'm not going to read all of this. It basically says blah, 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 blah. We sold about 1.5 million copies, 50% of what we expected on release. And if you guys don't remember, because they don't actually bring this piece of info up, because they want to pretend that they never said it, last year, they had said that they expected this game over... I don't remember if they specified. They basically said over a long period of time, for the long-term sales, they wanted it to sell 10 million. Their goal was 10. They couldn't even sell 2. And it's 3 months later. There's no shot that they are ever going to come close to that 10 million. And that's sad. The game itself was bad, but it's sad that Dragon Age is now ruined. It's like we kill the Justice League. It is sad that they did such a bad job with that the Arkhamverse is dead. And maybe we'll get something else Arkhamverse in the future. You never really know. Because they just did the VR game. They're going to be doing the Arkham Asylum remake. Potentially, maybe. Don't quote me on this. I don't know. I don't have insiders. I don't have insiders at Rocksteady. I don't know anybody there. But apparently, they're talking to Roger Craig Smith about reprising his role in a non-VR follow-up. Because Kevin Conroy had given him his blessing to continue the games. I don't know. Don't quote me. Don't quote me. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. Don't believe everything you hear on the internet, guys. It successfully tanked. So true. Guess he never owned the chuds. Guess he didn't. Jason Schreier has had me blocked for so many years now, and it's always so funny to me when he says dumb shit. It really is. Because I can't directly interact with him, Now he's got his whole account privated. Maybe it's just me, but if you have an account over 100,000 followers, you shouldn't be able to private it. You are a public figure. It's like my YouTube channel. I am a public figure. You can criticize my YouTube videos and my social accounts as much as you want. 400K and he's private? Did he leave for Blue Sky? Oh, yeah, I see Blue Sky here. Did he completely leave? No. I'm not verifying my email for your dog shit site because I don't use your dog shit site. Did you know that I wrote a book chronicling the wild story of Blizzard Entertainment where I withheld information that could have been useful to prevent other people from getting hired to this so-called toxic studio, and I convinced the people who wanted to give me information that I would help their case and publicly smear Blizzard, but in the process, what I decided to do was sit on this information for 4 years. 6 years. 4 years? It was 4 to 6 years. Either way, that's too long. Jason Schreier is a little soy boy bitch. Had to be said. Anyway, rip Kevin Conroy, breaks my heart. He was amazing at what he did. Yeah, the poor little journo left for a safe space. Speaking of which, you know what I'm gonna do really quickly? Oh my god, Adam Sessler, Blue Sky. Why can't I find him on this stupid dog shit social platform? Where is his social? Adam Sessler, Blue Sky. Oh, it's because it's not actual. No, that doesn't make sense. Adam Sessler. Oh, I found him. His name, he doesn't pop up when he doesn't, yeah, he doesn't pop up when you actually search for his name. Oh no, he hasn't posted anything good about gamers. And when I mean good because it makes him look like a dipshit. Because he deserves to look like a dipshit if he's going to act like a dipshit. He's just yapping to himself. Oh my god, guys. Hold on, I actually have to highlight this for you real quick. This is kind of insane, actually. Shout out to Adam Sessler. You know what? Let's not even go for the newest post. Let's go for... How far back can I go? Let's go 3 days. Is that good? Oh my fucking god, he's blowing up on this site. This guy is blowing up on this site. 6 likes. Holy fuck, I know a celebrity. Anyway, back to Schreier. Jason Schreier is a grifting hack. He's a games journalist who doesn't game. Yep, that is true. I have never heard Jason Schreier actually talk about a game in a way that made me believe he knows how to play video games. And I don't like to be an elitist. I don't like to be an elitist. People play their games at their pace. If you don't like Souls games, don't play them. If you like Animal Crossing, join the stream next Thursday for Hello Kitty, Big City, Little Island, Island Adventure. We're gonna be here playing it. But maybe this is crazy. Maybe this is an insane take. Maybe the most insane take I've ever had on this channel. To be classified as a games journalist, I think you need to prove you are a gamer. Now, I'm not a games journalist. I don't fucking play video games. Never played a video game in my life. But I think you should probably prove you're a gamer. Stray 2. I'm so sad about Stray. Are we ever gonna get Stray 2? I'm gonna cry. Stray was such a good game. I loved Stray. That's not... Vara, that's not fair. 6 likes means basically everybody that uses Blue Sky gave him a like. What's Mark Hamill's looking like? I remember... I think it was last week. He said that he was leaving social media, or he was leaving X, and he was never gonna come back, and then like 8 hours later he was back on X. Mark Hamill. Again, another really good actor slash voice actor. Not such a good person. Blue Sky. What's he getting? Huh? What's he getting? He has 1 million followers. Okay, alright, fair. How many likes? Oh, okay. So he's actually doing something on this platform. He's actually getting likes. Good for him. I'm glad that he's in his echo chamber. Because soon the only echo chamber he's going to have is Senior Citizen Night at Bingo. Stray 2 featuring Bilbo? I had only just gotten Bilbo at that point, huh? I like watching Vara play cat games. There's a couple of cat games that are coming out, and I want to do a whole cat game stream. Vara has not played video games. Never. I've never played a video game in my life. Stray is such a treat for a cat owner. Honestly, it's just going to give you depression if you're a cat owner, because the cat gets separated from its family. The cat loses its one and only friend that was along the journey with it, and the cat does not even get back to its family. That is fucking depressing. Show us Bilbo or we riot for the low price of $20. I will show Bilbo. He's sleeping. Bilbo! No. Oh, hey! What's up? That was a very delayed reaction. That was like 10 seconds, it felt like. Hey! No? You don't want to talk? You don't want to talk to me? Okay. Well, that's Mr. B. Anyway, I'm a fake gamer. He's not a real cat. That's what it is. Gotta do what we've gotta do. So... yeah, I don't really think there's anything else to talk about. Jason Schreier wrong. Chud's right. Classic. Who would have thunk it? Gamers actually knowing more about the video game industry. Let's talk about Bloodlines 2 as probably the final topic of the night. At a quick glance, you are not going to convince me you know which one is male and which one is female. Also, I don't think they've clarified if there's going to be male and female options or if these are supposed to be body type A and B. But you cannot convince me that at a quick glance you would know the difference. I don't think an average human being would be able to tell the difference. There are only 2 things that I could tell were different. And the first one is the shoulders, because the shoulders on the left are much more straight, whereas the ones on the right hand side, which the left is supposed to be the male, the right's supposed to be the female, I'm like pretty sure, they're not as straight or like pointed out. I don't know how to explain it. And then the arms. This arm is slightly bigger. This arm is slightly smaller. That is literally the only difference that I see. Nothing else looks different. I guess maybe right here, which is supposed to be like the curve of the breast, if you can even call it a breast. I guess it's slightly different. Man, I'm really grasping to explain this because they look almost identical. You are not convincing me that this is not mentally ill. This is not normal human behavior. That when you were asked to create a male and a female, this is what you came up with. Wearing potato sacks? Yeah. Yeah. This is the game we've been waiting how many years for now? A lot of years. It's been a long time. And this is what they've shown off. And let's make it even worse. Now, the community management team is making them look even worse because this community manager is banning people from discussing this. You have been banned from the Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 community hub. You've been banned by a forum moderator for your post in Legend of the Nomad. All they asked was, which one is the female? I can't tell the difference. Imagine being so triggered, being so offended that somebody asked which one is the male and female. I thought we weren't supposed to see gender anymore. We literally can't see the gender anymore, and then we get banned for it? I thought it wasn't nice to assume genders. He was just trying to be nice. He wasn't assuming gender. Which is it? It's either okay to assume gender, or it's not okay to assume gender. You guys try to convince us it's not okay to assume gender, so when we don't and we ask, you ban us? Ban reason. Posts only to be inflammatory for asking a question? While this ban is active, you will not be able to post or comment in the community hub or upload new content. If you believe this ban was issued by mistake, no, I think that it was issued intentionally in order to get my account banned. How about that? What do you want me to do, Steam? Yikes. Yikes. And, well... DEI hires with ulterior motives, injecting wokeness and LGBT propaganda, pushing agendas to indoctrinate children. Devs and CMs are just activists. Yeah. Why are they always like this? Why are most of these CMs always from the they-them gang? Sign of mental illness. What gamers really want. Yes. This is what we really want. You know what we don't want? This. Even zoomed in, you can't see much of a difference. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's not good. That's for sure. I do firmly believe that the woke mob and strategically secured positions that give them authority to gives them authority over the voices of gamers. Yeah. It's like with Gamergate 1, people like Brianna Wu, Anita Sarkeesian, and Zoe Quinn do not care about video games. They never cared about video games. They just saw that the industry was growing at an extremely high rate. So they said to themselves, you know what? We're going to join this industry, and we're going to try to make money off of it. We don't give a fuck about the industry. We don't give a fuck about gamers. We don't give a fuck about making good games. And then they saw an opportunity to use their gender to their advantage. And that's why Gamergate 1 happened. Gamergate 2 is very similar. They only care about power. And when you give these people an inch, they will take a mile. And that's why it's so important to call out bullshit when you see bullshit. That's why it is so important, because if you don't, then they will be emboldened to keep doing it. It's like, I don't want to sit here and constantly talk about Alyssa Mercante or David Jaffe. I don't give a fuck. They can have their own opinions. Even if they're stupid opinions, they can have them. But first of all, they don't try to see it from our perspective. But second of all, if you let them constantly go unchecked, they will only get worse and worse. And look at what these people do. Like Jaffe. He put up videos of hit pieces on content creators, and sure, they got him some temporary high views. Shout out to me for funding you. And then you came into my live stream and begged for a live stream, but you didn't even have your DMs open, and you wanted me to publicly beg you to bring you on my channel. Absolutely not. That is the worst type of behavior. You're acting like a 20-year-old, and I'm 26 and I'm saying that. You're acting like a 20-year-old who does not have their emotions regulated. Okay, I gotta stop, or we're just gonna keep going on. But if you don't call them out, they're just going to get worse. David Jaffe's going to keep putting in videos. He's going to keep spewing bullshit. He's going to keep going unchecked. And it's important to say, hey, listen, this isn't the whole truth. Or these people want you to believe a truth. But it's a totally different story. Michael, thank you so much for the 20. Don't let me stop you. You're on fire. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you. The orange dono to match the orange hair. I appreciate that. How is... You know what? Let's end the stream. Let's end the stream on... Well, we're not ending stream yet. I want to see. Let's end the stream in part taking a quick peek. I keep finding his, I just typed it in twice. I keep finding his old profile. Oh my god. Oh my god, why can't I find his channel? Vara is a vampire, exactly. I'm trying. Oh, here it is. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. How has his channel been doing since I stopped interacting with him? Ooh, bad news. What's he deleting? What's he deleting? I gotta know. We're back in the dark ages. I thought he said that for every 100 viewers who might hate him, there was 2 or 3 that would like him and subscribe. What happened? What? I don't know what was in August. That wasn't this situation. What happened? I thought the subs were flying in. The bump will happen any day now, guys. Any day now. Shout out to David Jaffe. Great guy. Washed up, but that's okay. I have nothing against him personally. I just think that what he did was very childish. And he can have his opinion. What happened, bro? Yeah. Oh yeah, he's interviewing Alyssa tomorrow, isn't he? Emergency discussion stream. I think that's great for him. Truly great. It's always much smarter to sit down and have a discussion with somebody that's part of your echo chamber than sit down and have a discussion with somebody who you were donating to try to get them on a stream, and then when that person tries to reach out to you to be a grown adult, you don't have the messages open to them and you do not follow them because you wanted me to publicly beg you to come on my channel. Very professional behavior. Better to sit in your echo chamber than to have discussions that you claim to want to have. I might be a mental lightweight, but he's a physical heavyweight. Well, that is what it is. It doesn't bother me any. He can do what he wants with his life. I just thought that was interesting. Because we were talking about bad community managers. We were talking about people being out of touch. A little bit of everything bad going on here. Alyssa already had an interview with what's her name? Oh, Taylor Lorenz. YouTube just banned me. Again! Another sniper shot! YouTube, you have to stop now, please! I'm just trying to live! Please! I missed the AI chat summary. Oh, I got it. Viewers are interacting with each other, discussing Vara's age, congratulating someone named Michael Meeks, and wondering about Grandpa Jaffe's views. Well, I'm going to be wrapping up stream in just a few. If you guys have any questions or any topics, feel free to let me know. Put them in chat. I don't know what we're doing this weekend. I think we might play Ninja Gaiden 2. I think that's the move. I don't think... I don't think we're going back to Origins. Maybe just one day away from it. We could play more Visions of Mana. We have one more stream for Visions of Mana. But I think maybe next week we'll do that. We'll finish that up. I don't think I've got it. I don't think I've got it in me this weekend. James, thank you so much for the $4.99. Serious question, what makes South of Midnight a self-insert other than the voice actor being black? No mention of politics in the trial. I have not said South of Midnight has any sort of self-insert, so I'm not sure what you're talking about. I have not said that. I mean, they have a mocap actress who is supposed to be, who the main character is supposed to be modeled after, but that's not a self-insert. A self-insert would be like a director or producer putting themselves into the game, and I haven't made that claim. What are you doing this weekend then? I think we're going to be playing Ninja Gaiden 2, because that came out today. I don't know how long it is. An amount of time. But we'll probably... Maybe we'll end up playing that Saturday, Sunday, and then... And then finish that between Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, or if we get done that Saturday, Sunday. I don't think it's long. And then maybe Tuesday finish Visions of Mana. All I know is we have the games to play. You literally said that on the direct today. I did not say that it was a self-insert, no. Hi, I have a question. I might have an answer. The Insomniac CEO leaves. I don't know if he was one of the good guys or if it's good he leaves. Typically, if you don't know right off the bat, always just assume that if the studio has had a lot of fails, he is one of the people that was making the decisions to put out those bad products. Do you think games with loot boxes should be regulated by the Gambling Commission? It's kind of hard to say, because I want to, on one hand, I want to say yes, but on the other hand, I don't want any sort of like government or commission overreach when it comes to video games. So, I don't really have a good answer. Also, over the past couple of years, loot boxes have changed quite a bit. They have become, in a lot of cases, less predatory, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they couldn't become predatory again. It's tough. It's not an easy topic, that's for sure. A loot box, not good though. Best take I can give. I don't think our trust/distrust of... I know words. I don't think our trust or distrust of companies should have anything to do with their country of origin. It should be a case-by-case basis. The problem is that if you look at something like NetEase or Tencent, they are CCP entities. Therefore, any content that they are making or that they are selling goes directly to the CCP. If you look at Dustborn, they were given money from the government to make that game. They were given grants to make that game. And that means, now I'm not an expert in all of the games coming from all of these different regions, but one would assume that that would happen again in the future. So I think that the country of origin is a very important piece of the puzzle. China number 2, Winnie the Pooh, China number 2, China number 2. I just got all my accounts banned. Yes, Dustborn was funded by Norway. I pledge allegiance to the CCP. No, I'll pass. China, just give me my robot cat girl, and we are cool. Not cool for me. I'm gonna need more than that. That's for sure. But alright guys, any last minute questions, topics, leave them in chat. I'll be ending stream in just a minute or two. Tomorrow, I will be live on Side Scrollers. And then after that, I will be doing videos. And then after that, I will be done for the day with YouTube. I don't know. Okay. Jaffe and Alyssa are supposed to be doing a discussion. If that ends up being really, really funny, maybe I will do an emergency discussion stream. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And then he'll try to strike my channel down, probably. Maybe. Don't quote me on that. Not making any promises. Potential, though. Vara is anti-robot. Exactly. I'm losing my voice now, though. I've been talking all day. Vara, by streaming today at exactly the time you missed the Real Game Awards, how do you feel about that? I will be watching it after, right after stream, and I will be talking about it tomorrow on Side Scrollers. That's what we'll primarily be talking about tomorrow, so make sure to stop by for that. But I'm really happy that they were able to do it. Next year is going to be a live in-person event, which is going to be super cool. But yeah. Should I do a watch-along with Jaffe and Merc? Whatever your heart desires. But alright guys, check out the links in the description. Follow me on social media, join the Discord if you're not already a part of it. I really appreciate you all being here the past few hours. Like I said, potential stream tomorrow night. I don't know though, don't quote me on that. I will definitely be live on Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm thinking Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. I mean, we could play more Origins. But I will be live on Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern. I will be live on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern, per usual. But yeah, check out today's Xbox event showcase, the Developer Direct. I always call it the showcase. The Developer Direct, if you haven't already seen that, that live stream is up on the channel. I did put up one video today, so you can go check that out. And new videos tomorrow, side-scrollers in the afternoon. Thank you guys for the memberships, for the re-up memberships, for the gifted memberships. Thank you all for being here the past few hours. Thank you for the donations, for the support, for hanging out, for stopping by. And have a very fantastic rest of your evening, everyone.